I am the creator. I am the permanent source. Abide as the source. Abide as the immovable. The nature of reality can be distilled through these very simple, explain like I'm five visualizations. And the more that we refine it down like this, in simplicity, the more we can harmonize together as an enlightened civilization. Recognize yourself as the absolute. Recognize yourself as the creator. Recognize yourself as the source. Recognize yourself as nothingness and infinity. Enlightenment is that. Enlightenment, awakening, is recognizing oneself as the permanent source, recognizing oneself as the absolute. You are that. I am that. Tattvam asi. I and my Father are one. Only the ignorant seek what is already there, yet it remains for you to recognize it. You go from room to room looking for the diamond necklace that is already around your neck. You are the absolute. You are source. You are the permanent. You are the immovable behind all of the transience, behind all of the impermanence, behind all of the creation, behind all of the names, behind all of the form, behind all of the layers of identity. Behind your ethnicity, behind your career, behind all of the most gross physical, there's a layer of subtlety in identity when you move away from the body and you move towards the formless. You move towards the subtle. You move towards awareness. You move towards consciousness. You move towards the witness. You move towards the observer. You move towards the seer. You are seeking that which is seeing. Your very awareness itself is that which you seek. Like in the parable of the prodigal son, you go outward seeking happiness and peace, and you hit a breaking point because you can't extract it from Maya, from the intoxication, from the illusion. You can't extract it from the world. Your very awareness is nature, is peace and happiness. And that's why in the parable of the prodigal son is the turn back inward to investigate the very nature of awareness itself. That's a step in subtlety, is to recognize that diamond that is already around your neck, that is already around each of our necks, the very impersonal witness, the very fact that the awareness itself is shared. It is not a personal awareness, a personal consciousness. It is a shared witness, a shared consciousness, a shared awareness. Just look at the eye. When you look at the eye, what do you see? You see the pupil. The pupil is what is shared. And the iris is the unique coloration. It's the unique form. It's the unique name. It's the unique identity that the firework of infinity gets to express itself as. Again, we never discount the beauty of the individuated firework. It's gorgeous. We celebrate it. We applaud it. Yet there's a synthesis of the Western individuation with the Eastern unity, non-duality. Because the ultimate, the absolute, as you gain even more subtlety, as you gain even more sensitivity in recognizing the impersonal witness, the impersonal awareness, is like the sky that has all of the transient clouds appearing and disappearing as the objects, perceptions, sensations, beliefs, feelings, emotions. You recognize the sky itself is impersonal. It's shared among us. You begin subtly holding the observation, the seeing that's happening beyond just your perspective. You begin simultaneously holding observation in 2, 3, 5, 10, a whole city of people at the same time, until you get all the way up to being able to hold all 8 billion units of awarenesses, perception, simultaneously. That is the absolute impersonal witness's visualization. When you can hold that perception, you've attained an extremely high level of subtlety. You've purified your mirror significantly. Very few people have purified their mirror to that degree. Many people reside, the vast majority reside in the egoic separate entity, a very dirty mirror. That very dirty mirror does not know its true nature. That very dirty mirror, when it looks at another, it sees an actual separate entity. And it believes itself as a separate entity, which is the most upstream root cause of all suffering and misery. Not knowing thyself. The Delphic maxim written on the top of the Temple of Apollo at Delphi. Know thyself. Purify the mirror away from the separate entity ego. I am not the body. You have to negate, which is what is taught in the direct path teaching, that first you have to negate in order to know thyself. In order to know your source, you have to negate first and foremost in this direct path to knowing thyself. You negate the body. I am not the body. I am not the thoughts. I am not these clouds of experience and sensation and perception and beliefs and feelings and emotions that arise and disappear. I am not my layers of identity, all of this form, all of this name. I am none of that. Shed, 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 negate, negate, negate. And as you do, you purify your mirror. You purify it. It's beautiful. You shine it. You clean it. It becomes more pristine. You no longer see another as a separate entity, but you recognize love, which is the very awareness that we share our being. That's what true love is. And as you do that, you purify your mirror towards the state of impersonal witnessing. You're able to hold that state of all 8 billion units of perception simultaneously. That is the ultimate impersonal witness here in this creation for you to be able to hold. As you do that, you're really mastering awareness. You're mastering consciousness. You're mastering seeing. Very few people have purified their mirrors to that extent. It is a very subtle, very formless, high level of being that. So at that point, you're really deeply, experientially recognized, realized the diamond around your neck and the diamond around all necks. And you're then seeing through those diamonds simultaneously. That's a whole beautiful abiding that requires a lot of silence. It requires a lot of closing one's eyes and meditating on that, abiding as that very absolute impersonal witnessing. And as you close your eyes and stay in silence and abide as that repeatedly, you basically do the gym repetitions, which make it so that you no longer get triggered also by all of the egoic pyrotechnics. All of the dirty mirrors, the vast majority, trigger one another via egoic pyrotechnics. And what the mystic traditions teach is how to use the breath to create a pause, so that you can be the observer rather than that which reacts. And then you watch the cloud arise and pass as the observer. You purify your mirror away from the egoic pyrotechnics to what is more subtly known as the witness, to the awareness, which is the sky in which the clouds arise and pass. And then from there, you work your way outward to hold 2, 3, 5, 10, a whole city and the whole planet as an impersonal witnessing. And then, in order to recognize the absolute, in order to realize oneself as source, as nothingness and infinity, as God, as Tao, as Brahman, in order to recognize oneself as that absolute pure white source light, one must even transcend awareness itself. The most impersonal awareness, to transcend even that, it is the last attribute. Source's first attribute is awareness. And the very last attribute, as you negate in this direct path, neti, to your source, not this, not that, not the body, not the thoughts, not even the awareness, and you pluck out that very last attribute, the impersonal awareness, in silence, in deep meditation, with your eyes closed, in the most subtle, most formless states possible. That's when you recognize source. That's when you recognize the absolute. You are that. You are that which is permanent. You are that which is immovable. You are that which is eternal. That is your true nature. I am the creator. I am that. You are that. We are just not subtle enough to feel it. We are not sensitive enough to feel our very infinitude. Look around you. Everything is a fractal that is secreting. That is you. You are that. Your very nature is the infinite secretion, endless fireworks, eternal fireworks. That is your very nature. The absolute immovable, endlessly expressing itself as all of these gorgeous fireworks. You are already it. You are the absolute. That's why in the second step in the direct path, after all of the neti negation, I'm not the body, I'm not the thoughts, and I'm not even the impersonal witness. I am the source. Once you get there via negation, what do you do after in step 2? Is to include. After negation is including. I am all. I am source, and I'm also the impersonal witness. And I'm also this unique character. I'm this unique firework in this fractal secretion that never ends. But you can only get to true inclusion after going through honest, earnest negation. Earnestness is key. How badly do you want to know your nature? How badly do you want to purify your mirror? Suffering is the drill sergeant of awakening. Once the ego pyrotechnics in the parable of the prodigal son get so out of hand, where the Maya and the intoxication pursuing peace and happiness externally gets so nasty, the sledgehammer comes. No more tickling with the feather. The drill sergeant of awakening suffering comes with the sledgehammer. And it forces you to purify your mirror. It forces you to turn inward and recognize your true nature. Respond to the feather. Respond as subtly as you can, as early as you can. Recognize that your own source realization is the most important service that you can render humanity. It's the most important service you can render yourself, your family, your friends, your community, and the planet is to purify your own mirror in recognizing your true nature. Identity is the ultimate litmus test. Are you the body and all of its egoic pyrotechnics? Are you the witness? Are you the observer? Are you the seer? Are you consciousness? Are you awareness? Are you the sky in which the clouds happen? Have you gotten to at least that stage? Watch the direct path videos on our channel. If you haven't, we guide you gently in the process to the stage at least of recognizing yourself as awareness. Purify your mirror at least to that point. Do you recognize yourself as the impersonal awareness, that's a very high level of subtlety. Very few people have attained. And the more that do, the more of an enlightened civilization this will be. Have you realized the absolute? Have you realized yourself as source? Have you went all the way to your true nature? And then have you included everything afterward? Again, negate. I am not the body. I am not the thoughts. I am awareness. I am that which witnesses. I am the impersonal observation. I am not even that which sees. I am only the impermanent, immovable, eternal source white light which endlessly refracts through the prism, creating all of these gorgeous, endless creations, fireworks, infinite form, infinite identity, endless beauty. Again, the negation to source, and then the inclusion of all creation. Identity is the ultimate litmus test. You know yourself as source. I am the creator. I am the absolute. I am that. You are that. These very simple, explain like I'm 5 visualizations are paramount. They're paramount for our future. They're paramount for the children that are coming in, that are excited to learn about their true nature. And bringing this into animated series, bringing this into the virtual and augmented reality as a pedagogy is really exciting. That is all. I adore you. Thank you. Subscribe if you haven't to the channel. We'd love your support. Like the video if it brought you value. Please comment below with your thoughts. We'd love to hear from you. Share the video with those that you know this would very positively influence. Let's share it. Share the essence of I am the creator with more people to catalyze that planetary awakening to our own true nature. I am source. I am the permanent. I am the immovable. I am the eternal. That is my true nature. Thank you.